Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I see that. Somebody's iPhone's coming in.
Well, there's old Cam.
That's all.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
He's on his iPhone. He's got to turn the audio on.
Let's see here.
So you got to text him, Earl, and tell him he's got to turn his audio on. Because on the phone it asks you to.
I guess he can't see the chat, but he should.
We can see old Cam.
Old Cam, turn your audio on so we can hear you. Can't hear you. You're gonna have to hit it on your. Oh, he can hear him, but he's breaking up.
Yeah, just it sounds like limited internet. Do you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Right. Ah, I still had it set to private. Now let's go to public. So, we're giving YouTube some time to pick up the stream, and it doesn't want to.
I keep refreshing.
I may have.
Your channel.
You're on. You're on right now. I'll share it. I'll show you what YouTube sees there, Merle.
Okay, I did a refresh. Yeah, okay, I got it. Yeah. All right, that's exactly what we wanted it to see.
All right.
Wonder what it hears. Somebody will be
There we are.
in the chat room here, hopefully. Sometime, maybe. Well,
you got two. You got two watching.
Here comes. Yeah, there they are. That young couple.
Yeah, there's that young couple.
All right.
He's got to unmute him. He's got to unmute his mic.
Yep. At the bottom. I'll tell him here. He got it.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, you should be good now.
Hey, Dave, how's it going? We're doing good. Yeah, what I need you to do now is I'm going to mute these other guys so I can talk to him. What I need you to do is go on the bottom left-hand corner, and you're going to see the green mic on there, okay? Click on the arrow up key, and you're going to see audio settings. Go into audio settings and turn your mic all the way up.
Okay, go to the green mic.
Yep. You're go to the arrow up on there. And then you're going to go into audio settings, and you want to click on advanced audio settings on the very bottom. And when you click on that, there'll be a screen that comes up, and you're going to see it where it says test mic, and crank that volume input all the way up.
Yes, mine. Okay, it seems like that's what I've got.
Okay, that's what we needed. We can hear you a little bit better. Now I'm going to unmute everybody. There we go.
All right.
And now, Merle, you got to cover that screen up.
I I'm
'Cause-
I'm I'm a fixing to do that.
all right.
That's what they say down south. I'm a fixing to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Stand there. Uh, I just talked to Mandel. He's gonna try to get set up in there. I don't think he's got his Zoom downloaded.
You're zooming in and out. You're way bigger now.
Right.
Merle, you're covering up the whole page in YouTube.
Oh, I am. I sure
Yeah.
am. Okay. I have to. I have to pay attention to YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm so used to watching my monitor.
There, now you're seeing what I'm seeing, and
Yeah, we'll have to give YouTube a chance to catch up. It's probably a couple of minutes lag.
yep, there it goes. It's there we go. All right.
Okay. Well, that's going to be hard to do with that much lag.
What's up, old Ken?
But we're going to try it.
Yeah, can you see me now?
Yep, now we can hear you.
There you go.
Hey,
Merle, you got to take it up a couple notches and go over to the. Got to go up to the. We lost somebody here.
yeah, that's what I was. That makes me have to start over. We lost Kevin.
We lost Kevin. Yep.
All right. So, he's probably going to come back, but I'm going to go ahead and try to move myself to where I need to be. I think old Camp's having a fight with somebody.
Oh, I'm right here.
What do you think about all this tech and you know? First off, let me tell you guys, you're not really supposed to be able to do what we're doing. So,
Merle, you got to take her up and put her in the corner because you're way off kilter here.
yeah, I have to wait for 2 minutes before I can tell which way, how far it went.
Go up a little bit.
Yeah, I know. It's really hard to put it in the right spot when we're so delayed.
It's like YouTube is froze up.
No, it's just delayed 2 minutes, about 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's what it'd be. But I'll at least get me out of the way here in a second, and you guys can talk. Can you, Mark? Can you turn the Zoom recorder on?
Zoom recorder, yeah.
At least we will have a good recording, or one that we can manipulate. But we'll put it that way.
Okay, we're recording.
Now there should be some easier way to do this. I don't know what it is yet, but
10 cans and a string.
probably. But we are at least able to see one another and talk. Wow.
This is there you go.
got a thunderstorm blowing in behind me. I don't know if you can see that.
That's not
Yeah.
a good. Sometimes that's not a good thing.
Oh, come on, Merle. You got to be more enthusiastic.
Well, I said sometimes.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So as soon as YouTube catches up there, we'll be all right.
It's caught up now. You're where you're supposed to be.
Cool. Well, how's everything going with old camp today?
I got 2 pressure canners on the stove right now.
What you got in them?
I got a potato carrot mixture.
Potatoes.
That's
carrots,
awesome. We just did 17 quarts of corn and made 7 pints of relish here the other day.
Yeah, I've been doing at least 14 jars a day. Sometimes I do 28 jars a day. It's been going on for about 8
We didn't have enough.
everything.
We didn't have enough corn, so I had to buy some. And I bought 12 dozen, and I thought that would be plenty. Not the case. So I'm going to have to go back and buy 6 more dozen. I got 26 quarts out of 12 dozen.
Yeah, we're looking at 24 cobs will do roughly put enough for a batch to put in a pressure cooker.
Yeah, we froze ours. Wife just she won't. She doesn't want to eat canned corn. I said, well,
All right, Kevin's back.
if we lose electricity, we're just going to be in trouble. That's all.
My fan on my computer wasn't on my laptop, and I had to get a chili dog, so I'm back.
Well, as long as you got the chili dog, that's the main thing.
All right, Merle. Now you're gonna have to fix your screen again.
Yeah, I did. It'll come up.
Okay.
This is neat.
What'd you say?
I like this.
You like
This
it?
is neat. I like this.
Well, it's kind of neat, but it's like I said before. You're not really supposed to be able to do this.
Merle, you still got this on private because it's not it's broadcasting on YouTube, but there's no one in the chat. There's no one coming. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't understand that. No, we're public.
Oh, there's Daniela or Danielle. Hey, Daniela, how's it going? Glad you could join us. I'm gonna run to the. I'll be right back, you guys, and I'll send out some invites and get some people in here.
Okay, thanks. But as I said, go ahead. Go ahead, Dave.
Mandel is trying to get in. Mandel is trying to get in.
Okay, let me send him another invitation.
Where you going, old camp?
You want to be on TV with me?
Say hi, Terry.
He in his email.
Hi, Terry.
He has no clue what he's doing.
You don't have.
Who's that?
That's all right.
Terry, he's not the only one. We don't need it. Me and Darcy don't.
Who doesn't have a clue?
Old camp.
Me and Darcy.
Oh, we don't know either. We're just, you know, if it works for a minute, we just keep going.
Oh, there you are.
I got to get Mandel in here.
That wouldn't have been any fun.
So, Terry, did
Yes.
you finally got Old Camp to be a cooking show now, don't you?
I have nothing to do with anything. Disclaimer. I know nothing.
Wow, Merle, it says this video is unavailable.
I got it signed too.
I tried to post a link. Let me refresh this here.
Oh. You guys.
That's weird.
We've got Lisa Adcock in the chat. Hope this works. Yep.
That's my sister.
He's Okay, great. That's wonderful. She's in Michigan.
Yeah. One of the greatest states in the nation.
Great. I thought the rapture came. Well, I'm not surprised you thought that, Danielle.
You can't see the stats.
So, guys, I'm watching you on a 42-inch television. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pictures, and everybody really looks good.
Another thing called Zoom.
Can everyone hear okay?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna I'm gonna shut my camera down over here, and I'm gonna start up vMix, and I'm going to do a live shout out real quick.
Oh no.
What?
I'll have to move myself again. That's okay. Go ahead.
I'm not saying the live shout out just to get people in the chat.
Well, use your phone.
Yeah, that's true. I can do it on my phone. I never did it before.
I never have either.
We'll try her out.
I shared that link to this live stream on the description of my videos that I posted. And that's how my sister got in.
That's great. I'm happy you did that.
And I also just shared it on This Works Facebook page.
Now, Lisa says I came in from Micro Homesteader's video.
Oh, okay.
I wonder how she did that. Okay, there's Mandel. Mandel's trying to get set up. Okay, if you get lost, Mandel, just ask us a question and we'll try to take care of it.
We are over in Micro Homesteader's channel, and we are doing a live stream, and this is going to be all about homesteading. We have a bunch of people that are homesteading tonight, and we're all sitting around talking like a round table. So come on by and check them out. Like I said, it's on Micro Homesteader's channel. If you can follow it through my link in my channel and go on to his. But otherwise, just type in the YouTube search Micro Homesteader. Thanks again. God bless, and we'll see you all there.
We are getting a little noise from something. Okay.
Hey, Mark.
We see you, Dave.
Well, what we may end up having to do is mute yourself until you talk. But do feel free to talk anytime you want. we got a noise coming from somewhere, and I don't know where to try to kill it at.
Hey, Merle.
Yes, sir.
Hunter, don't do that.
I can't see the chat. Is there this orange box? If I click it, will the chat come up?
I don't know. I don't know why you're not seeing the chat. If you okay, now okay, hold on a second. You're in Zoom apparently. What you're going to have to do is open a page with YouTube.
Yeah.
And look at the YouTube chat. And you can pop the chat out of YouTube, you know, and just put it wherever you want.
Okay.
Hunter James.
I don't know. I don't.
Uh-oh, we got somebody else going to make it. Somebody else is trying really hard.
That's Mandel. Under living, looks like.
I believe you're right. Mando, you're almost there. This is actually kind of neat. I always love to do things that you're not supposed to be able to do.
Within reason, Merle. Within reason.
I know. Yeah, you're right. You are exactly right. Dave, you guys able to get your chat up? There's
No,
not.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, well, let me see.
Let's see here.
You can. You've just got one monitor, right?
Yes.
Okay. You may have to minimize.
Well, no, I've got two. I have two monitors. Hang on.
Okay.
Right in.
Hey, there's Letter Snow. There's Tommy.
Can you bring up my page on
I
YouTube?
got it.
You got it?
I got it now.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. You can. You've just got one monitor, right?
Well, I got two monitors.
Somebody's got their YouTube on. They got to mute that.
Yeah. Dave, just mute the sound on that page with YouTube.
Okay,
There's Tommy.
It's just gonna rain.
Can you?
You think I can go up?
Is that better?
I think so.
Can't hear them now. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Tommy Willis and Let It Snow. We are doing something here you're not even supposed to be able to do. And it may look a little weird, it may sound a little weird, but we're just happy to be here. Most of us anyway. Or some of us. If Mandel keeps dropping his phone. Mandel, can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
There's a Cellcom commercial about that.
Was that you,
Really?
Mandel? Was that you, Mandel?
Mandel, you can just go across the street and sit behind David Darcy, can't you?
Now, what you want to do, though, is turn that phone around so we can see your face.
Okay, I don't think he can hear it.
Oh, Tommy, you think my weirdness is looking good? All right, that's cool. Well, there's Locked and Loaded.
All right.
And did you see Locked and Loaded sub count jump through the roof?
That would be great. That would be great, Justin, if you wanted to do that.
What's he going to do?
Do a shout out. He says he can't make it in tonight, but he would be happy to do a quick video.
I just did one too. See how it turns out here. First one on a cell phone.
Oh, Justin from Locked and Loaded has gained, what, 300 or 400 subscribers in, what, 3 or 4 days?
Yeah.
I never seen anything like it.
A couple thousand subscribers.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think I saw him up to 1,700 today.
He's going to pass me up.
Everybody's back me.
Me too. Me and we're the black sheep of the family. You know that. We're old and decrepit and all that stuff. And then there's Tommy. Mandel, can you hear us yet? Yes, he can. All right. That's wonderful. We have almost 100% success.
All right.
Boy, and if we explained this to anybody how we did it, they probably wouldn't believe it. I'm not sure I do.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you good. Or we did. So,
Okay.
Hi, Mandel.
It's just really neat to see everybody live that we only see on video. Yeah, let it snow.
My sister wants.
Go ahead.
My sister wants to know who came up with this idea. Merle, I'll let you field that one.
I guess it was me. To make this thing work properly, you have to have the next best license for VMix. And even then, I think it's somewhat difficult. But hey, it's working. That's the big thing.
Absolutely. This is me.
It's working, and Mark is recording this, so what we'll probably do is we'll probably take it, the front part of it that was kind of messed up, we'll probably take that off and repost it on YouTube without all the bad stuff. Merle, Let It Snow says, please do an introduction. Okay. I'm assuming everyone else is seeing people the way I am. You already know Mark. He's top left. I'm top in the middle. And Dave and Darcy from Two Cedars Micro Farm, they're at top right. And they're going to wave at you. So then we have Old Camp, which is Rick and Terry. And if I get all these names right, it'll be a miracle. But I'm getting close. In the middle bottom is Mandel, and that's all I know. But he's a Ford man. And then we have Kevin. Kevin is
that Mark?
That wasn't me.
Kevin's lower left. So, nah, it couldn't have been Tommy. No, Tommy, I did not upgrade my VMix. What we're doing here, just real quickly, I'll tell you what we're doing. Mark, put your kids to bed, will you? I am transmitting through Zoom through Mark's Zoom, but I'm sending it to eBay from here. So
You're sending it to YouTube, not eBay, bud.
yeah. I guess I'm wanting to buy something. I wonder what that could be.
All right, guys. So now we have 11 people in the room. That's cool. So now that we got all these homesteaders in here, Merle, why don't you let them actually go through each and every one of them and let them explain about themselves and why they decided to be homesteaders?
I think that's what we should actually do. If not to put anybody on the spot, don't get put on the spot or anything, but you know, if you'd like to tell us a little something about why you live the lifestyle that you live, that would be great. Dave and Darcy, you've had practice at this. If you'd like to go first, you can.
Okay, Merrill. Homesteading and just this lifestyle is just it's I hate to say it's a slower lifestyle because you do a lot more homesteading than most people do on a regular job. But it's just a lifestyle that we enjoy. We enjoy knowing where our food comes from. We enjoy raising our animals. Miss Darcy is she's the farmer. I guess she raises the animals, and I do the. She raises the plants and vegetables, and I raise the animals. So I guess it's just something that we just enjoy doing, and it's something that I've done all my life. And she's done most of her life.
I think for most of it, it is just a way of life. The fact is, I'll kind of give a little bit of background about my wife and myself. We were homesteaders before it was a thing. You know, that's just the life we lived. We raised our own food, our own animals, and we knew what we were putting in our stomachs when, you know, it wasn't like going to the grocery store today and you don't know where anything came from. So that's one of the reasons we do what we do. And Old Camp and Terry, would you like to give it a try?
Well, sure. We moved 4 years ago from living in the big city in California and Los Angeles. We moved to Dewey, Arizona, and started growing some vegetables. We wanted to get out of California, but started growing some vegetables and just kind of living this lifestyle. And one day I was watching YouTube, and I like to watch police chases and all that crazy stuff on YouTube, and I stumbled into the homesteaders like on YouTube, and I couldn't believe it. I told Jerry, guess what? We're homesteaders. We had no idea. We were just living our life the way we wanted to, and discovered that we were actually part of a community, and then it was kind of nice. Actually, it's been real fun. It's been 6 months. I know, but on this property, but I've been on YouTube for 6 months.
Oh, he started in February.
So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. YouTube, homesteading.
Yeah, I think you guys and Dave and Darcy and I don't know, there was about half a dozen of us started up about the same time, it seems like, and we just kind of all grew up together. Kevin, you're up next. If you'd like to just tell everybody why you
Absolutely. I didn't have anything prepared, Merle, but I guess nuts and bolts of it. We were kind of offered this property. We just had a property payment. This trailer house was given to us, and you know, I've been pretty much a gardener all my life. I've really never raised any animals except for dogs and things like that. And hence the name of our channel, Hope This Works. We just kind of winged it. And we enjoy gardening, we enjoy the animals, we enjoy that. We started a YouTube channel, and actually I never even wanted to. I wanted to make some woodworking videos, and that was pretty much what I wanted to do. And I think I've only made like 3 woodworking videos since. The community is something we never thought was going to be this benefit to us, being friendships, relationships, camaraderie, and deep friendships on some levels too. It's amazing. There's a guy in this chat right here. He knows who he's talking about. Who I know who I'm talking about. It's a very good friendship, and it's we never saw that benefit of having YouTube. We really only actively been doing YouTube for a little over a year, and we experience something new every day. On the Homestead, the weather is insane sometimes, but we want to share that with everybody too. It's precious memories we're creating. We're also creating a chronicle of the adventure that we have. So I appreciate being able to be in this community with all you people.
Merle, you're going to have to turn up their input a little bit. They're saying in the chat they can't hear them.
I'm trying to actually figure out why they can't hear them. I don't have an input to turn up. It's all in Zoom right now. And it would, if there was an input, it would be on your side, I'm sure.
No, it's the one that you're taking from on vMix. When you're sharing it through vMix, that's the one you got to turn up.
Don't think it'll work, but we'll give it a try.
Sandy K, can you hear me?
She should.
Justin, can you hear me? Snow, can you hear me? Tommy.
The host of the chat can manipulate the sound volume panel.
What?
I'm not sure I know what she's talking about.
I can hear Kevin okay. Nicely said, Kevin. I can hear fine for once. Yep, everybody else can hear. I don't know what's going on there, Justin. All right.
I'm hearing everybody okay.
I'm hearing everybody okay, but I'm not. I'm going to go on my phone once and see what it sounds like on that.
Okay. But you better hurry because you're up next.
Well,
yeah,
okay,
I tell you, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, if you guys don't know me by now, you haven't been watching long enough.
We can't hear Old Camp and Terry.
Oh, from Old Camp.
Yeah, we can hear him.
I didn't hear his disclaimer, though.
Oh.
I should never have done that.
Disclaimer. I am not an expert of anything. Don't do what I do.
That was good. That was good. Well, I think the thing is, pretty much for all of us, is we like, first off, we like to know where our food comes from. We like to know that it didn't come from 3,000 miles away, and they didn't pick it green and that kind of stuff. We know that it hasn't had Roundup poured on it before we got to eat it. So that's part of it right there. I mean, that's a big part of it for me. I was lucky, though. I was telling you all about some corn a while ago, that I had to go buy some corn because we didn't have enough planted. So we live fairly close to some Amish people, and we were able to go over there to the Amish, who wouldn't put chemicals on any of their food for nothing, and buy some corn. So we were happy that we were able to do that, although we got to go back and buy some more. But that's pretty much what it's all about, I think. And furry critters, you know, you got to have furry critters. I got to say something too about old camp. On any of their food for nothing, and buy some corn.
So if you guys look at that,
yeah. But that's pretty much what it's all about, I think. And
working good.
Sounds pretty good.
Yep.
RG's in there, I think.
Yep, RG just got there. All right. And then 2 cedars.
Well, I got confused today. RG said something about not being able to see Justin this evening, and for some reason or another, I thought Justin wasn't going to be here, but then he was, and then he wasn't. So that's just the way the things go sometimes. Monsanto lost. I don't. Oh, did they lose that court case? I hope. Feel free to jump in anytime.
Well, this is your show. We're letting you go.
Well, yeah, but you guys are supposed to help me. That Sandy Kay said that corn looked amazing. That corn, I cannot tell you how good that corn was. That's some of the best corn we've had in probably 4 or 5 years. And I'm not sure that I can tell you why, but boy, was it ever good. Let It Snow says, I have gotten potatoes from the Amish here. Organic russet potatoes run close to $5 at Safeway. Yeah. And believe it or not, some of those potatoes, if not most, are Monsanto gets to pour stuff on them too. The ones at Safeway. So anything you can get from the Amish, you're going to be better. And I was a little surprised at their prices. I hadn't shopped from them for a real long time, but they were cheaper than a grocery store for a better product. Hey, Mandel, you want to trade that hat for a good Chivy hat?
I don't know if they make a good Chevy hat.
I just had a feeling you might say that. What time of day is it, old camp, out at your house?
Right now, it's
6:25.
6:25.
Yeah, you're 3 hours behind us.
My sister may have something to say about that Ford hat, man. He's been at Ford Motor Company in Dearborn, I believe, for 20 some odd years.
I've been Ford all my life. My granddaddy, daddy, all of them. I had one uncle, he was the black sheep of the family. He drove Chevrolet. He finally turned around to Ford.
It's kind of funny because Lisa and I, we grew up, with our mom and dad in General Motors town in Lansing, Michigan. They made Oldsmobiles and GMs right there. And then she went to work for Ford.
Here's a non-GMO pickle. I should say cucumber. Not a. Will be pickle shortly. Give you an idea how big that is.
What kind of jars
There's
do
a
you can them in?
non-GMO white cherry.
What'd you say, Merle?
What kind of jars do you pickle that in?
Half gallon to a gallon.
Okay, yeah. I think a feller might need a crock to do.
Well, I was thinking, somebody walks through the door at nighttime, I just whack him in the head with a cucumber.
Yeah,
What do you think of that?
that'll work.
Salt by cucumber.
There you go, yeah. Oh.
Well, guys, my dad worked for Chevrolet at Chevrolet truck place in Indianapolis for till he retired, and he would buy whatever was the cheapest. If he could get a good deal on a Ford, that's what he bought. But
So yeah, let us know. There's a lot of things about organic that isn't really true about organic, and we can go in for an hour discussion on organic because I'm trying to make my place here organic to sell the stuff, and there's a lot of guidelines for that.
well, even some of the stuff that's marked organic or GMO free is in the fine print. It'll say that there may be traces of other things in it because it's hard to keep it out. If you've got a garden and a quarter mile away there's a field of corn or soybeans, you're going to have some GMO in your garden, a little bit, more than likely.
All right, so I see some new people in here. Jeremy, Nathan, glad you could stop by. God bless. Glad you can make it. Merle's bad with watching the chat.
I can't seem to do it all. That's what. But I am bad about the chat sometimes. I either watch the chat almost exclusively or I don't see it.
Right.
Right now I'm going to pop it out and I'm going to move it so over here where I can see it better.
There you go.
Let's see, who do I want to cover up?
You can cover me up.
Hi, Farmall.
Hey, Farmall Fanatic, glad you could join us.
I'm so pleased to see you, Farmall Fanatic. I am, really. We've been watching your videos, and I tell you, I've never heard the process of raising beans and their growth any better than the way you did that one the other day. Farmall's no stranger to these people either. He knows a lot of these people in the chat.
Farmall Fanatic owes me a recording. Owes me a recording of him howling. I put it on my videos, but he hasn't.
So yeah, we got a bunch of people in here. It's easier to watch the chat on my phone.
Well, I couldn't be happier to have these people in the chat. I can't get. I am having a little trouble getting YouTube to tell me how many people are in here, but
You got 15.
that is wonderful.
Yeah, my screen is just showing 2 for some
But
reason.
Well, thanks for stopping, Jerome, and I heard you guys through stainless steel. Cool. So everybody knows everybody what we do.
pretty
Does
much.
anybody have any questions about me and know me and what I do?
Well, I think one of the questions about you was, when did you get out?
Get out of what? Jail.
Oh, you had, yeah. Oh,
I broke out every Friday this month, so I'll be good.
uh-oh, RG's using his wrench. He said, don't forget to thumbs up the chat.
There you go, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I take it, Mark, you work in a correctional institution?
No, I'm a tool and die maker, but I jump ship on Fridays here for the whole month because they're trying to put us on overtime, and I don't like working overtime.
I have a little bit of machinist background, gunsmithing background myself, but I said corrections because I worked for the Department of Corrections in Michigan, in the state system, for 9 years. So we did all our time on the installment plan.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I just no, my company's getting really through what's going on with worldly events and world affairs. We make a lot of stuff for Uncle Sam, and they're kicking it in high gear. So they put the whole plant working 6 days a week, 8 hours a day, and I said, I don't work Saturdays. So in order for me to not work Saturdays, I take half days on Friday. So, and since I have enough vacation that I can go all the way through the whole summer and take every Friday off if I want to, that's what I'll do.
Yeah, well, too, the overtime came at the worst possible time when all your crops were coming in, too, and you had all...
Exactly, yeah. We're running 16 hours a day, trying to just to get everything in. I'm doing actually the back to Eden method in the garden, and as you can see, what some of that produce is, the size of it is just phenomenal. And this is actually the first year. We just broke ground last year on the back to Eden method. So
this was our first year for the raised beds, and boy, I'll tell you what, you talk about a job.
Oh, hold on. Everybody that's in the chat, please type, or everybody in Zoom, please type in the chat and YouTube so people can subscribe to your channel.
Yes, by all means.
So, Old Camp, Kevin, Monty, you guys could type into the YouTube section and put in your address in there or your YouTube channel so people can subscribe to you.
Very, very good idea. Did you catch that, everybody? Put a little something in there so the people watching you can subscribe. Good idea. I never would have thought of it. But I'm old, you know. I'm like Tommy Willis. I'm old. I think Farm All Fanatics looking to buy some hay. He was answering Dave, I guess. Well, my jokes just aren't going over very good today.
Yeah, Nathan, the back Eden method, from what I've seen so far this year, is amazing. As far as the size of your plant, the quantity that is on that plant is just, they're still flowering, they're still producing. A lot of things. I'm on my fifth picking. I picked all of my cabbage heads, and some of the other ones are popping. They got 2, 3, 4 heads coming out of the other ones already. So it is doing, it's doing wonderful. And actually, you know what I'm going to do, Merle? I'm going to sign into my Zoom, and we're going to go for, oh, it's getting dark. Otherwise, we could go for a walkabout outside.
Yes, we're able to do that. And that's another cool thing about all this is we're able to use the telephone and just walk right on outside and push it right back through. I think I got a mosquito trying to eat me up.
I'm going to start adding a lot of straw and hay to my raised beds. I have a couple of round bales coming from my buddy owns a ranch, so try to preserve that, or try to prevent that evaporation from the soil and the water, because water is a hot commodity here in Wyoming.
Yeah, I guess it is. They, you know, I was watching something though, just yesterday, I believe it was, and they're pushing good clean water right out into the Pacific Ocean, as I understand it, to save a little fish of some kind like this, a little bitty one that's not even on the endangered species list, rather than to let the farmers and the people have that water. So I don't know what's up with that. It's in Northern California. Well, I wanted to say thanks to everybody that's in the chat. It's you know, this is you know, it's not about money or anything like that, but I really feel good when we can get this many good people together in one spot. I think it's just great. And
All right. So here, Will, can you hear me?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, these are my newest baby chicks, so we're outside now. So these guys here, way in the back there, and then over here is the big Brahmas. There's one garden.
Now, he only has 3.
And then all along here from one end of my property all the way to the other end down there is all apple trees and fruit trees. Because one of the biggest thing about homesteading and cropping is sustainability. You want to be able to do that. So where you can see on this one here, you see there's 4 heads starting on this cabbage. We just took these heads off 2 weeks ago, and it's already growing new cabbage heads on them. So this right here is some of the pepper plants that we have. I'm going to try to if you look at the size of that pepper on there, you know, this plant is loaded, and I actually got to have stakes because they're falling over.
He's bragging again, but if I had peppers like that, I would too.
I'm envious, very envious. My peppers just starting to come on really good now.
Hunter, get out of here with that. So the other thing is we look at, we want to have flowers and plants. Like this is nasturtiums here. Nasturtiums are actually edible to us, but they actually also help to keep the bugs and rodents out of your garden. This right here is Russian kale. And then behind that is celery. These are all cucumbers on vines. I actually got them up on ropes. And then tomatoes. Merle, look at the size of these tomatoes here.
They're looking awfully good.
Look at that. So this is one of the things that are the back to Eden method. It's actually turned this place into a jungle. And then you got back here, I don't know if anybody can see that, but here's a nasturtium right here.
Now you're going to eat that, right?
Yeah, you want me to?
Well, I figured you would. I haven't seen you walk by one yet that you didn't eat.
So these are our spaghetti squash that are actually grew through the fence to keep the chickens out and came in on the other side. Here's the other one over here. And this is all
This here is all our Swiss chard and our collard greens, kale. It gives you an idea of what you can possibly do and what methods you can use. And this right here where I'm walking, this is a section I cleaned out. And this is all a compost from the chicken. So all I do is use the pine chips and the pine shavings and the chicken manure. And I'll turn that into, that's what's over here in these boxes. It's got my compost bins and I just use that. But yeah, here's a nice nasturtium right here. And these are really good. They taste like a radish. I'll turn the camera around. Come on, turn around. There we go. Oh, I had it. All right, so now here you go. Good deal.
I don't believe we've got any nasturtiums.
Gotta get some.
Well, I'm surprised though. My wife, tries to have every kind of flower known to man, I think.
So if we're digging in here, these plants that I got right here that I'm looking at are up to I'm 6'5", and these are up to my top of my waist. And these are pepper plants. They're in here. Yeah, they're up to Hunter's chest. So, welcome to the jungle. But anyway, so here's some more ideas that you can use with Zoom.
Did it stop?
Yeah, using the telephone is kind of cool, really. Being able to do that.
Here's one of Dawn's sunflowers. That's got to be over 8 feet tall. The leaves on here are just humongous.
Thomas, are you in the hospital? I didn't know that. He says this is a show, even a hospital bed can't keep me from joining. Hello, everyone. Well, hello, Thomas. I hope you're in and out pretty quick. Hi, Crystal. Thank you for coming to see us. We don't know what we're doing, but we're just hanging in there.
I'm just walking around.
Yeah, Mark's outside with his spare camera. And he's giving us a tour out there.
Actually, we're outside closing up chicken coops and getting stuff ready for night.
I'm really pretty happy and pleased that everyone's picture is so super good. It seems to me like it's just better on Zoom.
No, it is better on Zoom, I think, than on the other way.
Yeah, I really do. I really think so. Is everybody else getting as good a picture as I am?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's real nice.
Here, just checking. All the girls are here. We're bringing in tomatoes.
Well, old Camp said if you could go outside, he could too.
There you go, yo.
Yeah.
I got more because
look at that garden. It's not fair though, because old Camp still's got daylight.
Yeah, he's got daylight, and you know what? He's got the gnome's garden is guarding his garden.
Let I'll see if I can get them up or not. But here's all my meat birds.
Don't wake them guys up.
They got to go inside and I'll sit out here.
Well, they go to bed with the chickens, you know. Oh, yeah. Rick, Farmall says you're not allowed. I don't know what he means.
Not allowed.
Farmall says that Rick is not allowed.
I don't know what he means. Farmall has red tractor on the brain.
Well, it's Farmall red.
Hunter, come on.
We've already seen you squash 3 times this week, old camp.
I have lots of want me to show you some squash plants? They're right over here. I'll go show you.
I already seen them 3 times.
And actually, these lights that are kicking on, Merle, those are from Patriot, and they're LED. They're solar powered. Set up motion.
Yeah, I saw Dan. What's his place in the sticks? He had some of those, and so did oh golly, Jeremy from Boards. What is?
Gonna let my dogs out.
My names are just killing me, but I guess those little lights are pretty, like $5 a piece. Is that the ones you're talking about?
No, these are $40 a piece, and they've got 200 LED bulbs in them, and but they're all on solar.
Yeah.
So if I walk up over here, you're gonna see it turn on. See?
Yeah, those things are just handy as a pocket on a shirt. They really are. And apparently they're getting cheaper too.
Well, not only they good because for number one is they don't have power and they're all reusable. I mean, you're just using the solar power. So if you actually need light, you have a light source.
Yeah.
What was that?
Rick, that's not a Farmall out there behind you, is it? It looks like Farmall red.
Oh yeah, it's the Farmall model that they made in
See, old camp's cheating because I got to do everything the old muscular way, and I got to do a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, but you're not old like me. Carrie's coming behind me.
I don't know what you guys are going to do when you get old. Old for me has always been 20 years older than I am. So old to me is 90.
Only thing is, Merle, is I can't see the chat from YouTube this way, but it does.
Well, I don't know if you missed it or not, but RG's in a hospital, I guess. I don't know.
Really?
I didn't realize that. He said they couldn't keep him from watching this show, though. He says those outdoor lights are the way to go. And Justin's leaving again. What Justin, you mentioned a video a minute ago. Which one was it? Before you go. And Nathan, I'm happy that you found us. I don't know how you did, but it's good that you did because there's such a huge amount of knowledge in this room. Now I'm trying to find out where where most of it is, but there's a bunch of knowledge in this room somewhere. I know there is.
Well, I ain't
That's
over
what-
here because I'm done for the week.
Kevin, that's what we always. Go ahead,
Over there with
Rick. Rick, you got the floor.
Oh, I said there's a lot of knowledge here, but I ain't one of them. I ain't an expert at nothing.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. Don't do what
I have a very similar saying. I know a lot about a little, some about everything, and nothing about a lot.
I like that. Yeah. I may have to copy that one.
Go right ahead, Merle.
Or you got the old saying, "Jack of all none, or was it Jack of all trades, master of none."
Yeah, that's
Yep.
me. That's me for sure. Nathan Sampson says, I follow a couple of your guests already religiously and would call them friends as well. Well, that's great. Oral tradition was the old ways. Well, Justin, have a good night's sleep, buddy. And we will watch for your updates tomorrow. I just can't hardly believe there's so many people in here after we got off to such a late start. But
You know, the one thing that I wanted to talk about is I look at Old Camp here and I look at my stuff and look at Merle's stuff. One of the things that we really gotta, as homesteaders, is reusable or renewable resources, and that's probably one of the best things that you. Cash the eggs, we get more chickens from it. There's so many good things that you. All right, we're gonna hit the back to the computer room.
all right.
Oh, is it hot here? Cold? I'm gonna get off.
Dave, Darcy, what do you think about this mess?
That's mess.
All right.
If nothing else, it's got to be interesting, right? We can't hear you.
A different kind of bird this past week. It's called sapphire gem. Has anybody ever heard of them?
Merle, you got to text him and say they can't hear him.
You just have to turn your volume up a little bit. That's what I did. I've not heard of anything like that. I don't know if anybody else has. Sapphire. We lost somebody. Let's see. Oh, that was probably Mark's phone. No,
Yeah.
let's see. Somebody's missing. Somebody's missing.
I'm here. My phone I just shut my phone off. Hey, Justin, I missed him. I missed Justin.
Yeah, he's already. He went to bed. He acted like he was working tomorrow.
Mark, I think you were saying something about being resourceful and repurposing and
Yeah.
like renewable resources, things like that.
Yeah. One of the biggest things with homesteading is, and what I've been trying to do is, I went through the prepper stage. I went through the beginning of the homesteading, and then I'm looking at reusable resources, meaning I use my chips and for my chickens bedding, then I turn it into the compost. And if I'm planting apple trees, I'm making sure that they're constantly a renewable resource for me. Same thing with all my vegetables. Now that everything is growing up, I'm reusing the seeds from them. So when we build these homesteads, and old camp, I love your garden, man. That's what we want to look at, is how can we actually use the resources that we have on our land and continuously to fulfill that, and that's what homesteading is all about.
That's a very good point, Mark. If old camp is up, you can talk about some stuff, but I want to touch on that resourceful and renewable resources a little bit in a minute.
Go ahead, Old Camp, you're up.
Oh, renewable resource? Well, I just use up everything I possibly can. Throw anything away. We recycle. And that includes the manure from the animals and their bedding as well. And we've got a couple of big compost piles, and plan on using it whenever it's ready. Compost pile doesn't work so well out here because it's so dry most of the time, so it's a bit of a challenge.
My wife's been wanting to get some straw to put under the green beans and such, and I've been trying to talk her in to get hay instead, because it takes a lot longer time for the straw to break down. Anybody agree with me on that?
Yeah, it does. Straw is really hard to break down in your garden. That's why if you ever watch the people that they actually plant vegetables in straw, you turn the bales upside on their side, and they actually put a little port in there, put a little dirt in there, and water it, and it holds in the moisture, and it takes a long time for it to rot.
Yeah. I just think we'd be better off if we used hay or whatever, but.
If I use Bermuda hay, you're going to bring all kinds of weeds into your garden.
True. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Hey, Watchman, glad you joined us.
Thank you, Watchman. We're happy to see you. And
pretty much all of our bales that are baled up around here in Wyoming are a mixture of alfalfa, field grass, some yucca, some cactus, some sagebrush, things like that. And yeah, there is some introduction into weeds back into your garden, but there's another system that you can use. And, what I do is I'll pull the weeds, feed them to the pig, but I'll also pull the weeds, put them in I use a 1 gallon ice cream container, and I actually ferment the weeds for a few weeks, and then take that fermented weed tea and feed it back in the garden. You'd be amazed at how many nutrients the weeds can actually put back into the soil, and that fermented hay or weeds can actually be a thatch for your beds again. So I actually don't mind introducing weeds into your garden because it's a system that you can continue to use from and continue to recycle and repurpose their use.
It's a continuous source of composting material. So it's always, that's what I'm talking about, is that renewable resources. People are looking at their garden and saying, I got weeds. Oh no. Well, a lot of times the only thing that is actually considered a weed is like quackgrass. A lot of the stuff that's in my garden is an edible or it's medicinal, so I don't want to pull it out and wreck it. But the ones that I do the same thing. Is I'll throw them in a wheelbarrow. We'll put water in a wheelbarrow, and within a couple weeks, you have a great compost tea, which you can then in turn and go back into the garden again. So and a lot of people are, even myself here, I've been fighting this year because of the lack of water and lack of calcium in the soil because we did this, and we're getting Enrod on our tomatoes. Well, I was talking to Merle today, and he says, yeah, that's going all across all over the place. We're having a lot of the same issues. It's just because of the heat and the lack of water, or you got way too much water, and you don't have, it's just a scenario that's going on. The plants are humongous, but I'm seeing a lot of some of my plants are starting to get the Enrod on them, and then the beetles. So now I'm actually going to go on. I'm going to the Neem Oil going on my plants to make sure that I don't get any more taken from me from the animals.
Yeah, we're feeding a raccoon that I can't seem to keep out. I don't know. I may actually go to some electric wire one of these days. I don't know, but I think the biggest problem that we had this year was the heat and the humidity on the tomatoes. The heat and the humidity seemed to me like it was really tough on the tomatoes, not only here but in other places too.
So somebody's asking, Lisa is asking Kevin, how's your greenhouse doing?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just actually typing the chat into her in YouTube there. Actually, I've done a lot of work. We've had some storm damage, but today I got a lot of work to do. So one of the biggest challenges here in Wyoming is to protect your vegetables from the wind and the hail. So with I Hope This Works system, using what I have and not what I don't, it's been a interesting greenhouse build, but we are getting there. And again, it's a system. Like we were talking about the weeds, vermicomposting is a system that we can continue to extract resources out of. We have a composting toilet too, and my hands get dirty every once in a while. Some people think that it might be gross, but that's creating a good nutrient-rich soil mixed with some hay or straw through a composting mixture, which is putting nutrients right back into the system. So
right now, the watchman's asking in the chat is he's got the box elder bugs coming out of my maple trees like crazy. I've used poison over the counter and at times again and again, and they're on the windows. Anything he's doing is just vacuuming up. So as a watchman, what I would try is a neem oil. It's natural. It's actually a tree. It's from a tree, and it does work really well.
We didn't have those box elder bugs all that bad, but we did use the neem oil, and it did take care of them. So it's been a good thing for us.
Hey, you guys in the chat, if you're having issues with bugs, neem oil is probably one of the best things that I've seen out there. I spray it on my apple trees. I'm going to be going tomorrow, and I'll be spraying them on my tomato plants to get rid of any bugs on there because the fruit's really starting to come. Another really good thing, if you want to get rid of the quackgrass and you do want to get rid of some of the weeds, and you want to do it naturally and not organically, organically, not using a pesticide, you can use vinegar, salt, and non-dish soap. It's going to take a couple applications and a 1-gallon sprayer, but it will work.
Actually, Mark, that's a great idea, and it's just a little variation from what my dad used to make, his old Jerry Baker trick, which was Dawn dish soap, Listerine, and chewing tobacco packets that were soaked in like a Sunty container. And we used to spray it on our vegetables and the sides of the house, and you name it. And it's excellent bug control for a garden. I actually have a video making kind of a bug tea out there.
Yeah, I will look that up.
Yeah, neem oil is really good. I wish it wasn't quite as expensive as it is because it can get pretty pricey, but it works really well. But for just killing weeds and not having, if I got quackgrass or something like that that I want to kill off, the vinegar and Dawn dish soap with a little bit of salt and a couple applications, and it works really good. And Old Camp just gave me an idea. Next year, I'm not going to use them strings. I'm going to use some cattle fence and let them cucumbers grow up on that.
Yeah, really. I tried to talk the wife into using more fence for trellises this year, but I think I've convinced her now, because we got stuff growing above the 6-foot trellis fence, and man, it's working great, just super great.
Yeah, I got some of the bean plants. My pole beans got it up on the fence, on the outside of the fence, and they're 12 feet up in the air.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out how we're going to get the beans down.
I'm thinking that it might not be such a bad idea to build some arches with cow panels or something like that, and let everything just.
You'd be really surprised, because if you're using close corners planting and stuff like that, I've got cucumbers, I have water or muskmelon. My tomatoes are all growing up on strings. They're all going up in the air.
Yeah.
And I've got some really nice watermelon or muskmelons hanging on there right now.
Actually, Dave and Darcy, yeah. Dave and Darcy had a great idea.
Can you guys get just a little bit louder?
TJ's Workshop.
We're too far away from the microphone, I think.
Yeah, when you get closer, it gets a lot better. Yeah,
How's that? That better?
Yes,
That's
sir.
awesome.
Thanks a lot.
We cattle down.
Ladder for cucumbers. I run my cucumbers up an old ladder.
Where'd everybody go?
I'm here, Dave.
Well, you had
Okay.
You had
Dave,
the floor.
I'm sorry, Mel.
That's okay. I didn't have anything to say. Go ahead.
I admire your cantaloupes hanging in the bags on your cattle panels there, Dave. That's just an interesting idea. I was telling Billy Joe about that, and that's a real good idea. I'm actually, if my pumpkins ever take off, I don't have any pumpkins yet. I got all kinds of flowers. I'm thinking of maybe they'll climb too. I'll put some bags or something in there and hold them up.
Well, the cantaloupe that we were making have small stems on them, and I knew that we had to have something to relieve that weight a little bit.
It is hot. Yeah, Nathan in the chat room says the canna paddles are some of the most versatile investments on your homestead, and that's absolutely true. Chicken wire is kind of too small, but the canna paddles seem to work really well.
I just squirt 16-foot cattle panels from a salvage job the other day. So, I mean, they're $23 a piece. So,
yeah,
I got paid $150 plus my hourly wage. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a real deal. We found a deal. We found a deal today, this morning, actually, on one of our little sale papers. Some lady had 4 dozen canning jars for sale for $3 a dozen. So we ran over there and scooped up 4 dozen of those real quick.
Yeah, I found them in a store today. They're almost $11 a case.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I would have bought more for $3 a dozen.
Terry bought me 300 jars for $90 at a yard sale not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
That was a pretty good deal.
Yes, sirree.
The price of the lids is really what gets you once you've invested in all your jars and rings, but you got to buy the lids every darn year.
And the other thing too, guys, is Merle told me, I think it was a week ago or so, that the jars and stuff and lids and some of the equipment for canning is getting harder and harder to find. And I'm actually seeing that in the stores now. They're becoming a lot harder to find, especially the largemouth lids.
Especially with Walmart, what they do is they only get a small load of almost anything, and if it's something that's in season, it gets sold out and it's gone. And so you may have to wait 2 or 3 days, and that makes us have to drive another 60 miles to another store. So yeah, you want to try to get everything you can up to date.
Guys, don't forget too, if you don't know somebody in the chat room and you like what you see, or tonight if you like what you see who's on the panel, please go check them out. And if you do like their content, give them a sub and support them. It'll help them out. And there's a lot of good information in this chat room tonight. There's a lot of good knowledge, and I think you'll enjoy them.
Well said. I like that.
Very much so.
I'm not doing much chatting. I'm doing a lot of listening.
Well, if you're enjoying yourself even a little bit, that's what counts.
Hey, we're enjoying it fine.
You guys too, you got to look at it is there's a reason why these plants and our gardens are growing the way they're going. Is because like me and Merle were talking the other time, and like no one else is talking about this. When he told me this, I did some research on there, and about the summers that were winter, and it was so cold out that we weren't able to grow crops. So we really want to make that 1 year is good, 2 years better, that 3 years where you want to be at, just in case something like that would happen. If your crop fails totally because a storm comes and wipes them out, a hailstorm like Kevin was talking about, and wipes his whole content out. Or if you're over in my area and it gets in the summertime and we don't get above 40, 50 degrees, I ain't going to be able to grow anything outside. I'll have to use the greenhouse. Yeah. So make sure that you have other avenues of growing stuff, because don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's a bad idea all the way around.
There are a lot of people that don't know it, but we are actually going into a solar minimum. And what that means is the sun is not going to be as hot, or it will be, in fact, either so hot you can't stand it like it has been, or it may be 30 degrees colder than normal. Back about 100 years ago, there was 1 year that had no summer. There were no crops being able to be grown across the United States, and it's in the history. You can look it up. It actually did happen, so it's something to think about. I always thought 1 year was enough, but I'm thinking you ought to have at least a couple of years worth of food if you're going to actually be prepared and ready.
That's a good point, Merle. One of the reasons I was building my greenhouse was to really extend my growing season and then start really early. But also in the summertime, growing in the greenhouse is primarily because of protection. I can do some outdoor crops, and this year I just kind of ran out of time on my outdoor crops, which would be potatoes and onions, Next year I want to plant a full acre of potatoes and onions. But, a greenhouse is going to help me in that area when maybe it is 30 degrees cooler during the summer and you're not going to have good crops, but also to extend that growing season. It's one of those systems that you really want to try so hard to work in.
My wife and I are very lucky in that our daughter had a 71 foot by 28 greenhouse that they didn't want to use anymore, so they gave it to us. And all we have to do is buy the plastic for it. So it's going to be something that's going to help us.
Sports fan.
A bunch.
Glad you can join us.
Sports fan. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm going to take a little bit of time here, and I'm going to go through the chat and kind of catch everybody here that's in here. I want to say thank Country Road Living. Thank you for stopping by and being part of our live stream tonight. This is a Homestead Roundtable. Nathan, Sports Fan, RG, Lisa, Let It Snow, Hope, TJ's Workshop. Who else is in here? The Watchman, Sandy K, if she's still in here. I want to, and whoever I missed, let me know.
Nathan Sampson,
thanks for stopping by. You guys, I'm really happy you could join us. This is kind of like our new thing here with a round table. And if this continues to be fruitful for everyone, maybe Merle will continuously to do it. I think everybody's having fun.
I think it's your turn next.
I work. Hey, yeah, it is my turn. You're using half of my stuff.
Yeah, that's right. I think. Oh, by the way, this wasn't on the schedule, but I think the way things are turning out, that tomorrow should be your day as well.
Right.
If you take tomorrow, and we'll be good. Let me know what you're going to talk about so I can advertise for you, though.
I really think that my plan is about talking is mostly about current affairs, the weather, and growing season, and preparing ourselves for sustainable living. And I think as far as homesteaders, and I mean, in our live stream, there's always, we're talking about Christ, we're talking about God, we're talking about homesteading, we're talking about current affairs. So we'll just go with how we usually do it.
Yeah, that was my idea for tonight, and it seems to have worked out real well.
Y'all have a better growing. We have a better growing season than y'all do down here in the south. I think everybody up there have a short growing season. We can grow from March all the way up to November.
Yeah, you're right. And a lot of times we will watch YouTube channels, or at least I will, and I'll see some of the stuff that you guys are doing in the deep south, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting behind. But Mark did the same thing to me, though. He had plants that he started in the house that were already 3 weeks ahead of everybody else when he put them in the ground. So that's my plan for next year.
What my problem was, I kept seeing that y'all season were just starting, and I said, well, I got plenty of time. And I got behind.
Yeah.
The one thing that I learned, though, is that my plants are so big when I put them in the ground, it actually it stunted them in their growth process. It took them a little bit to kick it in. So this new season, what I'll be doing, I'm not going to be going out as far as I did with my plants, because I had tomatoes that were already 5.5 feet tall before they even went outside. So
thank you, RG. Thanks for coming in, and I hope we made your day a little better somehow.
Thanks for visiting, RG.
Yeah, RG, we thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, I didn't have any idea he was in the hospital. Apparently, he's okay. He's able to type.
That was Thomas in the hospital.
Hey, you guys see this monster behind me in the sky?
Oh, yeah.
I do.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
We haven't seen any clouds in Wyoming in almost 5 days. And usually it's an afternoon thunderstorm every day. But we've been under a bad heat wave. And a couple more days, and I think we're going to start getting some storms again. We're under a fire weather watch right now.
They canceled our fire danger when it started raining about 2 weeks ago. You weren't even allowed to use a chainsaw on your own property for a few weeks. It was really good. It's raining now, so.
No kidding. I'll be right back, guys.
Sports fan saying something about his tomatoes are doing really good. That's awesome. I actually have a white cherry tomato right here. And I've never grown any white cherries, but they're delicious. Billy Joe's not a big tomato fan, and I pick on her sometimes. She'll have cooked tomatoes, tomato sauce, salsa, all that stuff. Fried green tomatoes, but fresh tomatoes, I pick on her and I'll just throw one in her mouth. I says, "Don't you just love the way they explode, that flavor explosion?" And she just kind of cringes, It's funny, but I think they're best.
Takes too many of them to make a sandwich.
Oh, you don't need a sandwich, Mandel.
I knew he was just waiting for the right moment.
Just waiting. I don't need a sandwich, Mandel, when I'm out there snacking on my tomatoes in my greenhouse.
Yeah, it's going to be a good growing season, but that's the other thing too is I'm trying to figure out what our winters are going to be like. If they're going to be nasty or if they're going to be pretty laid back and easy. We'll find out here shortly.
This year we didn't hardly have a winter. Our winters were real mild this year.
It seems to be, we got hammered here in the springtime with 24 inches of snow. A week before that, I was actually looking at getting the greenhouse set up because we had ground, and then all of a sudden 24 inches of snow came. So it can get pretty crazy.
You have some pretty similar weather here in Wisconsin. I don't know how far north you are in Wisconsin, but I grew up in central Michigan, and I moved to the Upper Peninsula. And, there's some good Great Lakes, lake snow there. But out here in Wyoming, heck, it was December 5th, and it was still 50 degrees. And then we didn't really have any winter until January. It got super cold. And then February, it snowed for all month.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely changing. So, sports fan says, I hear very cold, snowy winter for Long Island in New York.
I would just flip out if you had the kind of snow y'all have.
What's that, Dave?
Man, we never see snow. I said I would flip out if we had the kind of snow that y'all have. We hardly ever see snow.
Yeah, it can get pretty nasty here.
If we see a an inch of snow a year. We've seen a lot of snow.
Hey, Walter Davis, thanks for joining us. Glad you could get in here. Well, welcome back, Merle. Glad you could come back.
When I lived in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, our average snowfall per year was 300 inches.
Wow. Yeah, and I'm complaining when we get 100.
I would shovel my roof 4 times a year, about 3 feet. Every
Hey.
time.
In Alabama, it's about 3 inches.
Not 300.
That's on the high side.
Well, Walter Davis, good evening. I tell you, Walter says he loves the snow. Well, I do too, actually, sometimes.
I really do too.
You know, I don't mind the snow. The problem is when I'm getting myself ready for spring and I see the grass, I'm ready for spring. And then when it comes and dumps 24 inches in one night, that's when I don't like snow.
Like it did this year, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let it snow. We have mosquitoes down here that'll fly off where you ain't careful. That's been known to take away a few small children.
That's too bad, Dave.
We're just not prepared for a lot of snow down here.
No.
I mean, nowhere. Prepared for a lot of snow.
The funny thing is when I was stationed in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and then I went down to Fort Knox, Kentucky, they got 2 inches of snow on the ground and they black flagged the whole base. They couldn't go anywhere because they don't have the equipment to actually remove it. So they shut everything down. They won't let you do nothing.
Yeah, that's the way it is here. Plus, y'all's building codes are a whole lot different than ours.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the snow is they use too much salt and it just eats your cars up.
Oh, they don't use salt anymore. They use beet juice.
I was just going to say that, Mark.
They're still using salt here, or they were at least up until lately.
Yeah, they found out that beet juice eats the cars faster, so they make more money at the dealership. So they spray the floor or the roads down with that stuff.
I really they use volcanic ash.
Old Camp's in the kitchen. He's going to show us more squash.
You got squash in the kitchen, Old Camp?
No, zucchini.
Zucchinis. Yep. I don't think we got any that big yet.
Look at that. He's got 2 canners going.
He always does.
They're cooling down now. I'm going to do one more load this evening before I go to bed.
Wow.
Do you have a root cellar or something like that you keep your canned goods in?
No, we live in a double wide, so we just have a spare bedroom set up, and that's where we keep everything.
Yeah.
I like to have a root.
Old Camp sent me a picture the other day on Messenger of his pantry set up, and I was pretty impressed.
I'll take you there right now. I'm inside the house.
I get YouTube, I guess, is going to have a messenger thing here before shortly.
Oh, his phone went off. Oh, there it goes.
I hate to do it, but I think we're gonna have to bow out.
Thank you for being here, Dave and Darcy both. We enjoyed your company, and that's true story.
We sure enjoy being here. Miss Darcy got to go to work tomorrow. We'll
Yep.
stay a little longer, but we're just gonna bow out and tell everybody a good night. And all the people in the chat, we appreciate that. We appreciate all the comments, and we'll catch y'all in the next go round.
All right, buddy. Thanks again.
All right.
Good.
Thanks,
good night.
Dave.
Thanks, Dave Darcy.
Yeah, sports fan. Yeah, it was fun doing a video. We did a lot of canning. I'm getting tired of canning already.
All you got to do, Dave, is just click end the meeting. Somewhere there it should say end meeting. Yep.
Well, Merle, I made you the host. I gotta get up early. We're doing 10. We're gonna do about 10 gallons of sauerkraut in the morning, and we gotta do some pickles and relish. But I did make you the host, so you can still continuously use it.
I think we're going to go ahead and shut her all down. It's been a long day for most of us, so it's a good time to say goodnight. And I can't tell you how much I enjoyed seeing everybody. And I mean that, really, I do. Man,
And don't forget, guys, tomorrow night, 7 p.m., my channel, we will have Micro Homesteaders and Rolling Homestead live stream.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, guys. We'll be there.
We hope we'll see you then. Good night, Rick, Kevin, Mandel. We'll see you next time around.
Yep, Nathan, their channels is Two Cedar Farms if you want to share them, search them up.
And thanks again to everybody in the chat. I just can't tell you how important you really are. I may get enthused with a conversation at times and forget to look as often as I should, but I can't tell you how important you are in that chat room.
Yeah,
Thanks so much, bro.
I want to thank everybody that came and stopped by in the chat. Thanks for all your guys' information and Zoom. A lot of knowledge got passed around tonight. I hope it could help somebody. And I even learned a little bit of things here with the cattle panels. I'm going to be trying that this next year. So we will all see you guys tomorrow night. God bless y'all.
Good night and God bless, guys.
Bye, Smoke. All.